This video is very requested. You guys have been wanting a side-by-side comparison of these two hair tools. This is the new Shark FlexFusion and this is the Dyson AirStrait. I'm just going to be using the straightening attachment today from the Shark hair tool. It does bring a couple different attachments. I'm going to talk about that in a little bit. And then on this side, I'm going to be using the Dyson AirStrait. So let's get right into it. I want to talk about each hair tool. Right away, I noticed that the Shark feels a little tiny bit heavier than the Dyson. The Shark brings a couple of different attachments. It brings this one, which is the straightening attachment, the one that I'm going to be using today. I'm only going to be using this attachment today to blow out my hair. This is a 2-in-1 attachment. So this is going to dry your hair straight from wet hair. And then if you put it in the dry hair setting, it's supposed to act kind of like a straightener. With the Dyson AirStrait, you're also kind of able to do that. It does have two different settings. It has one for wet hair and then one for dry hair. So I'm going to be using both of the settings today. The plates are very, very different. I mean, as you can see, the Shark looks a little tiny bit smaller than the Dyson. The Dyson is definitely a little bit longer, so we'll see how that works on my hair. The Dyson is $500 and this is all you get with the Dyson. This is the hair tool. You don't get any attachments. This is what you get. With the Shark, you do get a couple more attachments and it is $400. So let me just show you guys what you get with the Shark. Obviously, you get the straightening attachment. You also get a 2-in-1 blow dryer brush attachment. So this is supposed to be kind of like a blow dryer brush, but it also can be used as a heated round brush. As you can see, these plates right here turn into kind of like a heated round brush when you put it in the dry mode setting. With the Shark, you're able to flip the hair tool like this, turn it into kind of like a regular blow dryer. You can use a nozzle attachment, which also comes in the kit. Super cool. You can literally do a whole blowout just like this with this and a regular round brush. You can also use the curling barrel attachment, which comes also in this kit. You can use it like this. You can flip it, use it like this. This is how I usually use this. Pretty cool hair tool. It brings a lot of different attachments. But today we're just going to be using this one for the blowout. I'm going to prep my hair with some Amika products. I'm going to be using the Amika The Closer Instant Repair Cream. This is for split ends. I'm just going to add a little bit of this to the middle and ends of my hair. So about that much. I'm going to add a little bit of this Amika the Wizard Detangling Primer. I'm going to add this to all my hair. As you can see, my hair is pretty curly. It's not like super tight curls, but it can definitely get very, very curly, very thick and big. So we're definitely going to be putting these hair tools to the test. I'm going to split my hair right in the middle. If you're new here, this side of my hair is a lot curlier than this side for some reason. So what I like to do most of the time is kind of use the more like expensive hair tool on the curlier side, because if it's that expensive, I mean, it should be able to do a really good job on my curlier side. So I kind of like to really put it to the test, because if you're spending so much money on a hair tool, I mean, you want it to work on your very, very textured hair. So I'm going to be using the Dyson on this side and then I'll use the Shark on the other side. Let's turn this on. I have it on the wet setting. And I always put it in the highest heat setting, highest speed. I really like that the sound of this is a little bit more quiet when you're not actively using it. As you can see, it even pauses, so it's not super loud all the time. It might not be like a huge deal for some people, but I do like that about this hair tool. So I like to use the small round brush and really hold the roots like this. You can use your hands if you want, but I like to use a little round brush because that really makes the roots a lot better. So I like to kind of pull it like that. As you can see, I take the Dyson, press the plate, and smooth out the roots. Just dry it for some time. This feels super hot. Woo! Okay, so my roots are pretty dry. They feel very dry. Now I take the hair tool, and you're always gonna wanna face it down like this, with this part down, because the air comes from down here. As you can see, I'm even touching it against my ear, my face, and it doesn't burn me, so that's pretty cool. And you just slowly bring this down. You can see it's drying the hair. And with one pass, it's like almost dry, pretty straight. And this is in the wet to dry mode. Later, once my hair is completely dry, I'm gonna use this on the dry mode as well. So let's do another pass. Look at that, completely straight. With two passes, it is pretty much straight. So I really, really like that. And it feels really nice. I'm gonna do another pass just to see what that can do. Look at that section. You see, it's still on. I just placed it down and now it's quiet. So I love that. I'm not using it right now, so there's no need for it to be super loud. You know what I mean? But wow, this section feels incredible. And this hair tool gets very hot. Love this section. Let's do this section now with the shark. And again, this is only with the wet to dry mode. I'm gonna turn this on and we're gonna put it all the way up to the wet to dry mode. I think the shark is more loud than the Dyson. You can instantly feel the difference. I'm gonna press the plate. I'm gonna dry the roots a little bit. These arrows have to be up. I'm gonna take the hair tool. I'm gonna bring the hair tool down. Very slowly. There's one pass. We're gonna do another pass. Two passes are looking really good actually. 3 passes with the Dyson on this side and 3 passes with the shark on this side. A couple things that I really liked about the Dyson. I felt like it gave me a quicker dry, and I also felt like after 2 passes I was pretty much like good to go. With the shark, after 1 pass I would say my hair was almost dry. After 2 passes it was completely dry, but it still wasn't super straight like on the Dyson side. And then on the 3rd pass, that's when I was like, okay, this looks good. Like this is completely straight. Immediately I noticed that the Dyson is a lot more powerful. It does give me a quicker dry. The plates are larger, so you're able to dry your hair a lot quicker, able to take bigger sections. The Dyson also doesn't make as much noise as the shark does. I felt like the shark was way louder than the Dyson. If that's not a big deal for you, then that's fine, but I know that some people don't like it when their hair tools are like super loud. And I did feel like the shark was a lot louder than the Dyson. Like it was very obvious. Like when I turned it on and off, I noticed the difference immediately. So the shark was definitely a lot louder than the Dyson. I noticed that since the plates on the shark are a lot smaller than the Dyson plates, I have to take smaller sections with the shark. With the Dyson, I'm able to take a little bit of a bigger section and it still dries my hair very quickly. Also really like the feature of the Dyson that when you place it down, when you're not actively using it, it does stop going. It's like on, but it's not on, if that makes sense. Like it's on, but it's not making noise. It's not actively, you know, blowing out air, making noise. And that isn't the case with the shark. Even though the shark side is less curly than the Dyson side, I still felt like the Dyson was straightening my hair a lot quicker, and it was also leaving my hair a lot more straight and shiny. What I do like about the shark is that it's $100 cheaper and you do get a lot of different attachments. We're not comparing the other attachments right now, but I do want to mention that the shark does bring like 4 or 5 more attachments, so that's pretty cool. So you are able to do a lot more with this hair tool comparing it to the Dyson. But if you're just looking for a hair tool that's going to give you a very nice sleek straight look, then you might like the Dyson a little bit more. If that's all that you're looking for, just something that's going to straighten your hair, you might like the Dyson more. But if you want a hair tool that's going to give you different styles, then you might prefer the shark. Sometimes when I use the Dyson, I notice that I maybe have to use another hair tool to finish the style. I like the straight look, but I do prefer a little bit of a curl, a little bit of volume. So I'll maybe use the Dyson AirStrait to blow out all my hair. It gives me a nice sleek blowout, but then I'll use maybe like a heated round brush or a curling iron or maybe even a straightener to bend my ends a little bit, give my hair a little bit more of bounce. But it is a very nice hair tool for a sleek blowout. And most of the time, whenever I do a blowout, that's kind of like the first step. And then I style my hair on day 2, day 3 with other hair tools like a heated round brush, a curling iron. But if you kind of just want like an all-in-one hair tool, then you might be better off with the Shark. But if we're just comparing the Shark straightening attachment to the Dyson AirStrait as a straightener blowout type of hair tool, you are probably gonna like the Dyson more than the Shark if you're just looking for that straightening effect. Anyways, I'm gonna finish drying all my hair with both of these hair tools, and then we're gonna use the other setting. I am done just drying my hair, and I have to say I am pretty impressed with how straight my hair looks right now for just a blowout. I mean, it just looks so straight. I have to say the Dyson side looks super straight, like very shiny. It literally looks like if I used a straightener, and all I did was use the Dyson on the wet to dry setting. I haven't even used it on the dry setting yet, either of them. So yeah, looks pretty nice, looks very shiny. This side of my hair is way curlier than this side. So if I'm able to get my hair to look this straight after a blowout on this side with a hair tool, it's a really good hair tool, I have to say. The Dyson AirStrait is very nice. And then this is what the Shark side looks like. It also looks very straight for just a blowout, but I have to say it's not as straight as this side, and I also feel like it might get frizzier quicker. I feel like the roots on the Dyson look a little bit smoother than the Shark side, and again, this side is so much easier to blow out than this side. My roots up here are so curly. I'm gonna put a video up here so you guys can see how curly my hair is right here on this section, and this hair tool was able to straighten it super well with just air. Hot air. So far, which side are you guys liking more? This is the Dyson and this is the Shark side. So now let's use this on the dry mode. So I'm gonna divide my hair again, and we're gonna start from the bottom sections and work our way up. All right, so let's put the Dyson on the dry mode. So it's in the dry mode now, as you can see. Now I'm just gonna re-straighten all my hair in the dry mode. So let's do one pass. Remember to only use this setting on dry hair. Don't use this setting on wet hair because the hair tool does get a little bit hotter. You guys notice a difference? Let's do another pass. I feel like my hair was already pretty straight to begin with after drying it, so I don't notice like a huge difference, but I guess we'll see at the end. This is a nice way to lock in the style. So now let's do the same on this section right here. I'm gonna turn on the Shark. As you can see, I put it in the dry mode, and we're just gonna let this warm up. Okay, so it is all warmed up and ready to use. This in the dry mode. Very slowly bring this down. Yeah, that looks amazing. This feels more like a straightener. Even flip the ends a little bit. Super cute. I love that. Okay, so yeah, the Shark definitely feels a little bit more like a straightener. I noticed that the Shark does release a little bit more of smoke. I don't know if that's maybe the heat protection or what, but I definitely feel like it gets maybe a little bit hotter than the Dyson for some reason. I'm gonna do the rest of my hair now in the dry mode. I'm gonna straighten all my hair. With the Dyson, I definitely feel like I can't get a nice bounce on the ends. It definitely feels more like a blow dryer though. With the Shark, I feel like I'm using almost like a straightener on my hair. With the Dyson, I noticed that I'm able to take bigger sections, which is nice. With the Shark, I have to take smaller sections, but I like that with the Shark, I'm able to create a little bit of a curl on the ends because, like I said, it feels more like a straightener. So you're able to get a more like locked in look, and you're able to kind of like manipulate the hair better. With the Dyson, I definitely just get like a super straight, pin straight look, which is sometimes not my favorite. But I noticed that with the Dyson, most of the time I do have to go in with another hair tool just to kind of finish the look and finish the ends, give my ends a little bit of a bounce, a little curl, just a little flip, something, because I don't like it when my ends are pinned straight like this. Which to me, it doesn't bother me because I have some hair tools that I really like using that I have here at home. But I mean, if you don't have a straightener and if you just want a hair tool to do everything for you, with the Shark, it's an all-in-one hair tool, so you can do all of that with this one hair tool. With the Dyson, you do get a very nice blowout with it, but if you do want to kind of flip the ends or do something else to your hair, you need to use another hair tool. Overall though, though, I do feel like for a blowout, when I'm comparing the two hair tools, the Dyson gave me a quicker and nicer blowout. The Shark is cool because it has different attachments and you can do different hairstyles with it. And the Dyson did dry my hair quicker. It was a little bit more powerful. It was easier to use, a lot more quiet. It's hard to pick because they're both really good hair tools. The Shark is $400, so it's $100 cheaper than the Dyson, and you get so many attachments, so you can do so many different hairstyles with it. But again, if you want a hair tool that's gonna do more than one thing, you might prefer the Shark over the Dyson. Okay guys, I am done doing all my hair, and I have to say the results are just crazy on both sides. This is what the Dyson side looks like. I mean, how straight and shiny. And this side of my hair is super curly, so being able to get it like this with just a blowout is insane. I feel like the Dyson on the dry mode doesn't feel like a straightener. The Shark on the dry mode does feel like a straightener, but the Dyson just feels like the wet mode, like a hair dryer, but just a little tiny bit hotter. It doesn't feel like a straightener, and I honestly didn't really feel like I needed it that much. It did make my hair a little tiny bit more straight, so I do like it. But even after just drying my hair on the wet to dry mode on the Dyson side, I mean, it was super straight. Really like it. It looks super shiny. It looks very healthy, but I do wish I could like get a little bit of a bounce or something on the ends with this hair tool. Unfortunately, it's not that easy to do that with this hair tool, so I would probably just use a straightener, a curling iron, maybe a heated round brush just to add a little bit of a curl on the ends. But even if I wanted to just use a straightener just for the ends to kind of like bend the ends a little bit, that would look super nice on this side. So again, it's very hard to get my hair to look this straight on this side after just a blowout. So very impressed with the Dyson. This is what the Shark side looks like. Also looks very straight. I have to say, I feel like it's not as straight as this side, but I do like how it looks. I also really like the little bounce that I was able to do on my ends. I feel like this is usually what I go for, something like this. Since the Shark does feel more like a straightener, you are able to kind of like shape the ends a little bit better. You guys let me know in the comments down below which one you liked better. If you just want something that's gonna give you a very sleek blowout, super pin straight blowout, then you're probably gonna like the Dyson a little bit more. But if you do want a hair tool that can do more than one thing, then you might like the Shark more than the Dyson. You also save $100. Anyways guys, that is it for this video. I hope you guys liked it. Let me know in the comments down below which side you liked better. Did you like the Dyson side better, or did you like the Shark side better? And also let me know if you want me to compare the new Shark with the round brush attachment to the Dyson AirWRAP with the large round brush attachment. And yeah, that is it for this video. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you guys in the next video.